the man picked up a particularly sensible slime. Not only will he take the initiative to devour garbage, but he can also help remove stains from dishes. This makes the male protagonist very happy. You know, since he contracted a hot wolf, food has become the biggest expense every day. Secondly, water and detergent. And now with slime, you can save a lot of physical strength and money. This cutie was picked up by the lake and it was suspected that the demon wolf was hungry. I have to eat fish, but the male protagonist does not have the tools to fish. Even if he had to catch the ear of the monkey and the horse moo, the demon wolf said that there was no need to worry. Just shout and you're done. With the thunder and lightning of the tree path, fish in the lake one after another, they surfaced. Witnessing this scene, the male protagonist was directly stunned. Fortunately, this is a world. Otherwise, the end can be imagined. In the process of fishing for foxes, in addition to some common season fish, the male protagonist also found a heavyweight king. The fish is just enough for sister demon wolf to satisfy her cravings. However, compared to the demon wolf in his hand, he was more interested in brightly colored ones, because these fish will feel numb on the tongue when they eat them. The male protagonist of Wanyan suddenly had an ominous premonition, and the result was not as expected. Identification showed that the variety contained highly toxic substances. This is still a fart. He doesn't have the protection of the goddess, like the demon wolf. If something really happens, you won't be able to eat delicious food in the future. As soon as these words came out, the demon wolf had no choice but to obediently admit it. Next, the male protagonist is ready to make grilled fish. First, use the magic I learned before to buy raw food, and then buy some flour in the online supermarket.
Cream and other ingredients. Hey, the meat fish, 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 fish.
Ignoring the request of the demon wolf, the next step, after the male protagonist was ready to deal with the freshly replenished fish to remove the scales and internal organs. Wash well with water, then pick up a branch and pierce the fish's body, and evenly coat with salt. Finally, just put it on the fire and roast it slowly. For the king's respect for the male protagonist, he plans to do something different. Start by laying some onions on a creamy aluminum foil. After adding sashimi, sprinkle with salt and pepper. Then there are some red mushrooms and enoki mushrooms. Drizzle with a little wine, add a small dollop of cream by the way. Finally, pinch the edges so that they are sealed and placed next to the fire. However, this is not the end while waiting. The male protagonist decided to have another French cream fried fish fillet. Sprinkle with salt and pepper once marinated. Blot the water with a paper towel. Then dip it in a thin layer of flour. Put it in a pan and fry it until golden brown on both sides. That is all. After a while, 3 different flavors of fish dishes. Finally, the monkey was in a hurry and almost swallowed the aluminum foil. Fortunately, the male protagonist reminded him in time and tore open a piece of his stomach. At the same time as the demon wolf bit down, the male protagonist also tasted the roasted ice. I didn't expect this one to be bad. One person and one man actually fell in love directly. The male protagonist even opened a can of beer. Raise your head and sing. A burst of great eagerness to hide. Later, the male protagonist was about to clean the tableware. Unexpectedly, a strange thing was kicked under his feet. When I looked down, it was actually a slime. I was worried about whether the other party would attack me. The demon wolf told him, "This thing is just a little minion. Let it go and there is no threat." And the male protagonist of Wanyan is relieved. Then he tried to poke the slime with his hand, which was cold and elastic. It is like jelly. He will even take the initiative to stick with him. Curious, the male protagonist released the appraisal technique. The level shown above is only 1 level, and just 3 days old. It didn't expect to be weaker than him. Fortunately, it was them, not the goblins. Otherwise, it will definitely be short. Seeing the slime nodding back and forth, the male protagonist suspected that he was most likely hungry, but unfortunately the fish had already been eaten. I was thinking about what to do. Unexpectedly, the slime jumped near the dining table. Pick up the empty bottle on the ground and stuff it into your body. It was also through the mouth of the demon wolf that he knew. It turns out that slimes are omnivorous monsters. Don't talk about garbage. Even the small stones on the ground. They all looked at each other and wanted to swallow the pan. The male protagonist hurriedly ran over to stop it. The guy who cooks can't eat it. The slime understood after hearing this, and he jumped to the rice bowl. Over there. After some reminders soon, garbage and stains are clean. Such a convenient ability. I can't help but let the male protagonist praise it. But what he didn't expect was, after being praised, the slime actually jumped into his arms and sprinkled the glue. And this personal experience between the two sides also happened to contribute to the fight of the contract. The demon wolf saw through everything and told him that the male protagonist half-heartedly opened the pan. Sure enough, it shows that the slave has increased, but this is also good. In the future, he doesn't have to worry about garbage and brushing dishes. When you have nothing to do, you can also rub it the next day. When the male protagonist was resting, accidentally discovered that the slime seemed to be a circle larger than yesterday. After the appraisal, it was found that the level actually reached level 8. You can become stronger just by eating garbage. It is too explosive. However, the male protagonist also roughly guessed the reason. In his heart, it is clearly related to something in the online supermarket. At this time, Demon Wolf suddenly shouted that he wanted to cook. For such foodies, the male protagonist has long been accustomed to it, taking into account the addition of new members. This time he also prepared a copy for the slime, and tell him to eat the food inside, not the container. It is so cute. Tonight's dish is braised half-longevity rice bowl. The male protagonist took a bite and was very satisfied. Morang had already fasted into another bowl of slime, and it was even more delicious to the point of trembling. After the 9 tribes were full, the male protagonist checked the slime's attributes again. Sure enough, eating food will only temporarily become stronger. Eating garbage will have an impact on the level, although I don't understand the principle. But what about him anyway? He will never have to wash dishes again. Such a well-behaved and sensible child is really rare. The uncle next to Jojo. In addition to cooking every day, I doze off. In order to celebrate the slime's first meal, the male protagonist also specially prepared an after-dinner dessert. A pot of gongburn and add a cup of green tea. The online search Demon Wolf is the first to enjoy it, but this time the male protagonist gave the slime first. The second is that his own Demon Wolf did not find any clues. But this part is not enough at all. On the other hand, the slime he stuffed between his teeth was so delicious that he trembled again. But what the male protagonist doesn't know is that their intoxicated expressions were just in full view by a certain goddess. The next day, the demon wolf looked at the sky solemnly, then let the slime wake up the male protagonist. It means that there is something important to say that it turned out that the goddess of the wind had just descended into the divine realm. He said that he heard the wish of the male protagonist. If you want to get blessings, it is not impossible. Just offer otherworldly sweets to the altar every week. Then the future is different. Although he can't give him the same protection as the demon wolf, but it is okay to enhance magic or something like that. As for the altar, it is also very casual. For example, a nearby stone is fine. For dessert, the first thing the goddess wanted was 3 flavors of bread. The male protagonist was a little speechless after hearing this. I didn't expect the divine realm to become an order, but to be able to become stronger. What is a mere pack of dessert? So he began to pray and consider the collocation. He also came with a box of coffee milk. As soon as the words fell, the food instantly turned into a holy light, disappeared, and the male protagonist also received blessings at the same time. The goddess finally got the red bean bread she had been thinking about day and night. However, this time it doesn't have to be tight. The tender and sweet taste instantly spreads in the mouth. Is this what humans call happiness? God is a sack of bread empty. After taking a sip of milk, Ruka once again let him discover the new road. I had planned to eat these desserts slowly, but only now did he realize that he was thinking too much. If you want to blame the dessert in the strange world is so delicious. And the male protagonist who is blessed on the other side. I am also ready to try how much I have become stronger. If it were in the past, his earth magic would always weaken before hitting the tree. But now it was different. After a few rounds there were already many deep pits on it. After practicing for a while, mana is overused again. At this time you should eat something sweet. Seeing the slime acting coquettishly, the male protagonist also gave him one. Soon after, the demon wolf also returned. The king's sense of smell, he immediately noticed it. Something is wrong. Obviously, the male protagonist ate poisoned food behind his back. So he immediately said that he would also give him a whole one. If he refused, he just stayed where he was. The male protagonist had no choice but to place another order. One box. Just when the demon wolf was not easy to eat, a divine domain suddenly sounded in the male protagonist's ears.
I like to hear crying. And now even chocolate comes to pray. Pray, beg only. So it is a new choice. 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 It is a new choice.
It is a new choice.
It is a group of honest messes. What happened to the previous one?
I thought it would be like that if I ate it all.
After finally sending the goddess away, the demon wolf said that it was time to hurry. So anxious obviously. Not his style, but the demon wolf did not explain the reason. Instead, I asked him how he was practicing magic. The male protagonist said, the power and speed have been increased by at least 2.5 times. But the demon wolf still felt weak and violent.
Is there anything nothing?